Hey, Black Sheep the White again. Black Sheep, Daniel, whichever one floats your boat. Yeah, my glasses are broken, so they're going to be slightly tilted the whole time. But if I were to introduce myself right away, I would say my goal is to go from zero economic education to redistributing wealth for the whole planet. Like and subscribe. I'm not going to keep this intro long like the last one. My nerves aren't as bad as they were for my first video. Last video we did fair use on YouTube. We just kind of read through what it meant to be fair use, and it looks like I fell into it because I'm going to be doing research, commentary, and teaching and news reporting. And wow, I've got nothing to worry about. So what we're going to do now is continue on the frequently asked questions about fair use so we can keep up the theme of going from 0 to 100 really slowly. 0 to 100 real quick. It's not going to be a wealth redistribution thing. Sorry, y'all. It's going to take a couple lifetimes to get this done, and my life's going to be spent doing it, and then who knows whose life next. So, let's make me smaller. We're going to be watching a video on the website, Fair Use Copyright on YouTube, and let's see what they have to say.
Hi, I'm Sari, here to answer your copyright questions. Today's topic is fair use.
Today's topic is fair use. Yes. Thank you very much, Carrie.
Topic is fair.
Sorry. How does she pronounce
copyright questions? Sari, here to answer your.
Sari. Hey, Sari. Thanks for answering our questions. We really appreciate it. Let's just watch.
Copyright questions. Today's topic is fair use.
The video's loud. I'm sorry. Lower it down a little bit on your end. I'm still messing with audio. I'll make it a little bit quieter. I'm not a pro. Second video ever. Sue me. Please don't sue me. Love me. Like and subscribe. And comment some hateful crap if you're that guy. Probably helps the algorithm anyway. You keep it up, D-bag. We need people like you. Joke and not a joke at the same time. The internet's a weird place. It's really strange looking at your iPhone camera as well. My webcam's an iPhone, that's why it says camo at the bottom right. We're going back to this video.
First, what is fair use? Fair use allows you to reuse copyright protected material under certain circumstances without getting permission from the copyright owner. Fair use is an exception to.
Fair use is ultimate hacks to make money by just opening your mouth and using your brain. That's how I've always considered fair use to be. I'm going to consider fair use that way until I get in trouble. Please tell me in the comments if I'm wrong. Tell me in the comments if my video sucks, my audio sucks, or I'm doing something wrong with OBS. Excuse me. But sorry, Sari, we're going to keep watching and teach me.
Copyright law and is not determined by YouTube. Let me say that again, determined by YouTube. Determined by copyright law and is not determined by YouTube. Let me say that again. YouTube does not decide what is fair use and what isn't. Only the court can do that. What counts as fair?
We all love the courts. The courts are always fair. The courts are always in favor of capital. So we're gonna have to watch out. And some big brand name content creators, we've got to be very good at turning it transformative. Reading from my notes here, transformative, criticism, commentary, research, and teaching, and news reporting. We're going to be very careful. I'm not going to step on any toes. This channel's got to be alive and kicking for a long time. I also kind of want to have other channels at some point, but you better like and subscribe to this one. I'm trying to save the future here, buddy. Don't you give me that look. Don't you give me that look. I'm saving our future here, buddy. It's going to take me my whole life. Let's keep watching.
Fair use. Different countries have different rules about when it's okay to use material without the copyright owner's permission. In some countries, it's not even called fair use. For example, in the UK, it's referred to as fair dealing. Aside from what your country calls it, courts usually focus on
What do
whether
they
your
call it
use
in
of
the
another.
UK?
Aside from what your country calls it, courts usually focus on whether your use of another person.
They call it fair dealings.
What your country calls called fair use. For example, in the UK, it's referred to as fair dealing.
Bloody fair dealings, mate. Oh, my British just came out. I hate when people do that to me, but I am British, so it's okay. Bloody
Aside
fair
from what your country
dealings.
calls it, courts usually focus on whether your use of another person's song or video is transformative.
Is that even a slur on YouTube? Do they know what that is?
Basically, they're asking if you added new expression or meaning to the original work, or if it basically.
I'm gonna write that down. Fair use video 2. Don't curse and don't do British or don't do mean hand gestures. Alright. We're learning fair use and how to not get canceled.
Copies the original. For example, in the US, content that might be considered fair use includes commentary, criticism, or news reporting.
This is why people like Hassan make the easiest money in the world. JK. Dude. Relax. JK. Relax. JK. I'm not saying I'm a fan of yours. Who's Hassan? Gosh darn communism. Communism. Can't believe that my plan is to save the world with capitalism and your plan is to save the world with communism. Meet you at the finish line, mother.
Also, keep in mind that just because you say something's fair use, give credit to the copyright owner, or add a disclaimer like no infringement intended, it does not mean that you're protected.
So if you take someone's video in its entirety, transform it in no way, give a blanket statement like, this is not meant to be stolen, you're still fucked. Oh, I cursed again. Damn it. I didn't mean to say that, children. I meant to say you're snookered. Or you're a poop out of luck. So, the summary, just because you say something is fair use, give credit, or add a disclaimer does not mean you're protected. Can't just take someone's video, sit here on camera and watch it the whole time without giving anything like criticism, research, adding teaching or learning from it, commentating on the video or comparing it to recent news. You're stealing.
How is fair use determined by law?
I'm not even gonna make a joke about this one.
Determining fair use is never a cut and dry process.
Darn tootin', lady, you darn tootin'.
In the US, fair use can only be determined in court by a judge.
Can only be determined in court by a judge. So someone with money can come after your booty hole. Okay, got it. I'm just gonna write that down for comedic value. Can only be determined by a judge. Someone with money can come after your booty hole. Excuse me, burping from nerves. Second video, bear with me. Much
The
love.
judge will look at your case overall based on a few different factors. Here are a few things to keep in mind based on what the courts look at. You're less likely to qualify for fair use if your video merely copies someone else's and adds nothing else. If you're trying to.
We'll never be doing that. We'll never just be copying someone's video. We'll always be learning from someone's video. We'll always be criticizing or commentating someone's video. Adding commentary to someone's video, I'm not worried about that.
Monetize your video.
I'm not going to be making copies and monetize video. Wait.
If you're using fictional copyrighted material rather than factual material, if you borrowed a large amount of material rather than a small portion, if the main focus of your video is the copyright protected material, or if your use of the material harms the copyright owner's ability to profit.
Now this is confusing. This is interesting to me. With my snippet tool, we're going to save all of this. A snippet tool is a very useful tool. It's a very useful tool. So we're just going to add that to the document in its entirety. You're less likely to qualify for fair use if your video merely copies. I'm not going to be doing that. You're trying to monetize. That's the most bland and broad statement I've ever seen. I'm going to be trying to monetize all these videos because I need to build up my own money in order to build a company and get the legal rights to my idea. Patreon and Kickstarter might be used at some point. Patreon before Kickstarter, but not for a while. I don't feel like asking you guys for money until I'm somewhat popular and a couple thousands of subscribers is the right thing to do, because I'm still a stranger to y'all and you shouldn't give strangers money. Number 3, you're using fictional copyrighted material. Don't steal cartoons. Don't steal short stories. Don't steal jokes. Don't steal works of fiction. I'm not ever going to be using works of fiction unless you consider Success in Communism fiction. I'm sorry, I made a joke about capitalism earlier and I had to balance out the scales. I had to balance something. I'm going to be reading like books on philosophy in the background. I'm going to be learning as much as I can so I don't ever get bodied in a debate by someone that disagrees with me. I don't think I ever will be debated or disagreed with, but just in case, Black Sheep's not going to lose the debate. It's a very big statement to put on the internet, but if I know I'm going to have a debate, you better be knowing that I'm practicing for that debate or learning already. Alright, you borrowed a large amount of material, so I can't just keep the video playing. I've got to pause, I've got to make my own commentary, I've got to digest and analyze what I've learned frequently from each video. It's going to be a lot of work, and it's going to make my brain hurt. Perfect, I like when my brain hurts, that's kinky.
From their original work. So.
Oh, we didn't get... The main focus is the copyrighted material. Yeah, the main focus is never going to be the copyrighted material. The main focus is going to be learning from the copyrighted material, reacting to it with criticism, commentary, research, and teaching from it, learning. So
Profit from their original work.
I don't know how Asmongold gets away with it. His works often take away from the profits of the original. These are very lax rules, aren't they? Sorry, boss, but you pretty much destroy every video you react to. Whatever.
All of these are helpful factors to consider when thinking about fair use. But also keep in mind, there is no guarantee that you'll qualify for fair use just because you take these factors into account.
Good. There's no guarantee. Life is an enigma, truth is a void, and there's no guarantee you'll qualify for fair use. I appreciate that very descriptive sentence. Thank you, Sari. Sorry. Whoever gave you your name. What are you doing? I'm sorry to all the sorries or SARIs out there. Cute name. For like Final Fantasy character or something. I'm sorry. It is a cute name.
For example, just because you don't monetize your video, or if you only use a small portion of the copyrighted material, that does not mean you automatically qualify for fair use. Again, the courts look at everything holistically, and there's always a risk involved.
The courts look at everything holistically. Holistically. Isn't that a word? In a way that is characterized by comprehension of the parts of something as intimately interconnected and explicable only by reference to the whole. Yeah, I think I'm fine. Not even gonna worry about that. And there's always a risk involved when using someone else's copyrighted work.
When using someone else's copyrighted work. Think carefully about all of these factors and get legal.
As long as there's a video cam and I'm pausing every 10 seconds to talk about the digestion of knowledge just given to me, I should be fine, right? Comment below if I'm not going to be fine. Please? Like and subscribe.
Legal advice if needed. Companies are claiming just a few seconds of a video. How is that not abuse? One of the biggest myths about fair use is that there's a minimum amount of time you're allowed to use someone else's copyrighted work. But despite what some people may think, there is no duration which you can use someone else's content that is automatically protected under fair use.
No, that's ominous. I'm not going to be taking anyone's creative stuff. Now, music, unless it's free background music, in any case, I don't think I'll ever be using that. The goal is going to be to react and learn from these videos. And everyone on YouTube is reacting to the other YouTube videos, so I feel perfectly safe. I'm not even going to be using a clip from Sony or a video game unless I'm playing the video game and reacting to it. Future de-stressing other channels, maybe. I also want to make a mental health channel and go through and react and learn from other people doing the same. Sorry about the glasses. I know they're uneven. It's got to be weird to look at. And that whole little camo thingy right there has got to suck. Sorry about that. It's a free app for my iPhone. The downside is I can't text while I watch a video. You know you always hate to see people texting whenever, or like checking their phone whenever they're making content. So I won't be doing that. Let's finish this video. It's already been 16 minutes. Oh my goodness.
In fact, courts have rejected fair use arguments for songs that only sample a few seconds of someone else's work.
Lame.
So if you're using any amount of content that you don't own, even a few seconds, you're taking a risk of receiving a claim or a takedown. You have the right to argue fair use, but only courts, not YouTube, can ultimately decide whether the use of someone else's content is.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead in here and add a note. Do not use any creative, any fictional material at all. Only use factual material with many breaks to learn, digest, react, commentate, or research purposes. Perfect. Awesome.
Protected under fair use. Because of this, our approach has been to empower creators to remove claimed content whenever possible if they feel that it isn't adding significant value to their video. That's why we've built tools to help you easily identify the content being claimed in your video and remove or swap out claimed music with copyright-safe tracks from the free YouTube audio.
So if someone goes and hits me with a bonk, I can edit out the thingy that made them bonk me? Cool, good to know.
Library. We're also now requiring claimants to add timestamps to these claims so you know exactly which piece of your video is being claimed.
Aren't people talking about how y'all don't do that? Whatever, finishing this video. It's already been 18 minutes. What the heck?
We've also updated our editing tools so that when you remove the content manually claimed in your video, the claim is automatically released, restoring monetization to your video if you were previously monetizing. Why does my content, which is clearly fair use, keep getting claimed by Content ID? Automated systems like Content ID can't determine.
Why does my content, which is clearly fair use, keep getting claimed by Content ID? This is what I'm worried about. Okay.
Automated systems like Content ID can't determine fair use, which is a subjective case-by-case decision that can only be made by a court. While YouTube...
Isn't America just amazing? He said with heavy sarcasm and depression in his eyes. My glasses are still bent. They're broken. You're gonna have to get over it. I try to. Like and subscribe so Black Sheep gets new glasses.
Can't arbitrate fair use disputes, and automated systems like Content ID can't account for fair use. This doesn't mean that fair use can't exist on YouTube. If you're a creator, you should avoid relying on fair use unless you understand how the rules work and you're prepared to defend your position through the Content ID dispute process and potentially the counter notification process.
What is this, Halloween?
And automated systems like Content ID can account for fair use. This doesn't mean that fair use can't exist on YouTube. If you're a creator, you should avoid relying on fair use unless you understand how the rules work and you're prepared to defend your position through the Content ID dispute process and potentially the counter notification process.
Apparently if you claim back and you fail, you're kind of asking for it, as they say. So, I'm gonna be trying very hard to make each video as pausey and filled with my own content as possible.
This forces the claimant to withdraw or to file a lawsuit. This isn't a decision that should be taken lightly or without legal advice, but it is the most powerful step you can take if you want to pursue a fair use defense, and will force the most thoughtful review from the claimant. And that's it for fair use. Check out more info in our help center, and will the most powerful step you can take if you want to pursue a fair use defense, and will force the most thoughtful to withdraw or to file a lawsuit.
Wait.
Essentially the counter notification process. This forces the claimant to withdraw or to file a lawsuit.
Okay, so you can dispute it and force the multi-million-dollar creator / company to withdraw their claim or to file a lawsuit. Yeah. That's woo, Nelly! Okay.
This isn't a decision that should be taken lightly or without legal advice, but it is the most powerful step you can take if you want to pursue a fair use defense, and will force the most thoughtful review from the claimant. And that's it for fair use.
And that's it for fair use. Oh, shut the front door. Okay. Okay, next video is going to be going through these things. I'm going to keep recording until I feel like I've done enough for today. I like the fact that my body's not fighting me anymore on this, and I'm catching my breath in my second video. That's always great. I hope the audio is good. When I listened back to the first video, the audio was pretty good, so we're going to assume it's pretty good. Again, sorry for some time shaking my table where the gimbal is resting. My webcam's not mounted on a big thing behind me like a fancy person, and I just have a little light. And if I use 3, it's too bright. If I use 2, it's just bright enough. So let's make my face a little bit bigger. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Black Sheep the White again. 0 education on YouTube and economics with the goal of wealth redistribution. I hope you support me for years to come. Like and subscribe. Comment. You can dislike if you dislike it. Shout out some ordinary gamer. And if you have a mean comment or a suggestion or a nice comment, all 3, feel free. Next video is probably going to be coming right after this one. I'm not going to be changing my shirt. I'm going to have the same drink. So we'll see how much I can do today. I'm going to just kind of put these on a USB, plug them into my laptop, and have my laptop upload them to YouTube so I can do stuff on my computer when I'm not content creating. I feel smart. It's probably what everyone else does though, so I'm not that smart. And that's the point of this channel. Not sponsored by Monster, don't know why I'm holding this. Not sponsored by Camo either, or Blue Yeti, or iPhone, or Windows, Google, YouTube, or Samsung monitors. There's a statistics book holding up my gimbal, so it's slightly higher, and my glasses are bent. But your like and your subscription help me build this audience. When I'm done, or when I'm getting going, again, my dream is to have a business where 50% of the net profits go back to the users of the business directly. The goal is to benefit both sides, the rich and the poor. Everyone's going to benefit. Catch you in the next one. Deuces. Looking over here. Deuces. Stop.